What's up, people? It's a DMG with you again, and in today's video I'm going to discuss The Kid from Valley Oaks. This video will serve as a verbal guide to The Kid from Valley Oaks. Look out for a second video in which I actually play the tune. I'll offer 2 tempos, more on that later. Before we go on, I want to give Stockton Helbing a huge shout out. Stop what you're doing, well, not now. Right after this video, stop what you're doing. Go to stocktonhelbing.com, read all about him. If you're in the North Texas area, definitely reach out to him for some advice or a lesson. Read about the Helbing Jazz Initiative online on his site. It's an amazing thing he's doing. And also click on the store tab. He's got a big band sight reading book and another called Studies in Syncopation that I think are fabulous. All right, let's jump in. Before we go any further, grab your music and a pencil, write some of this down. I highly encourage you to watch this video a few times to make sure you really get what I'm saying. Number 1, tempo. You need to play as close to 255 as possible. For some of us, that's going to be way too fast and impossible, and that's fine. It was impossible for me when I was, say, a freshman. I just found out about the contest. There was no way, right? So maybe you're a senior, probably a little more tangible. But what you need to know is that there's a spectrum of players, young and old, and that you need to just play to the best of your ability. I would grab your metronome and a notebook, spiral or so, and start a tempo journal. Put that metronome on a quarter note at, let's say, like 144 and try 160. Play some time. If that's cool, try 180. If that's cool, try 200. And once you find a spot that's like kind of impossible and it's just a big mess, roll it back about 20 and then swing every day. Play through the chart, count out loud. Just play as many measures as you're responsible for at that tempo and try to push that tempo about 10 beats a week, maybe 20. That might be okay in the first week or two. You might see a huge push, but then it might be a slow grind. The closer it comes to contest time, just commit to a tempo. If you're at 220 or 230, that's cool. Someone in the room is probably going to be at 255 or 300 to show off. And don't play over 255. It's not right. With your tempo journal, set goals. Know where you are. I don't know how many people I work with and I'm like, how fast can you play? Or what tempo are you playing this chart at? Or this assignment from me. I don't know, about here. About here is not a good answer. You need to know the number. That just tells me that you're not working with the metronome, and that's a big no-no. Work with the metronome, know exactly where you are, be prepared. Don't just hammer out this tune. Be very intentional with your tempo journal and your progress and your goals that you've set for yourself. Work triplets in the solo section. Listen to jazz music, look up big band drummers. Work triplets and swing eights at the solo section at C and D, the shout chorus, and at E. And as you go faster with your tempo journal and your goals, feel free to substitute some of those eighth note triplets for swing eights. It'll be less frantic and it'll be a lot easier for you. Professional drummers, we don't always just play nonstop triplets in our solo. We change it up with quarter notes, eighth notes, broken rhythms. So for you, don't feel like you need to play just nonstop triplets all over the place. Here's a concept: less is more at a high rate of speed. So if you are in a situation and your ability level allows you to play 220 plus, keep it clean. Triplets are going to be smoking fast at 255 and you can fall behind real fast. Even I'm under a little pressure when I play the tune. So my approach was play triplets where I feel they're necessary or where the music speaks to me. Try to make a musical idea, something that makes sense, that's coherent, that goes somewhere, and sub in swing eighth notes when things feel a little frantic. One of the first things I tried was just ripping triplets on everything, and it was just like too much. It was just way too much. So I personally thought that it should have a mix of other rhythms and other musical ideas. Okay, the second thing I really want you to think about before we go through the tune is dynamics. Feel free to crush the lows and blow up the highs, okay? For example, in measure 7, pianissimo, attack the instrument like it's 4P, right? Which is very, very soft. Very, 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 all the softs.
All the softs.
And vice versa, when you get to the shout chorus at D, play out, hit the drums. It's okay. Obviously there's a limit, but play out, okay? Don't be timid when it comes to the dynamics. If you had to pick one dynamic to focus on, I would encourage you to focus on the softer dynamics. All right, so let's get into the arrangement. Question: how many bars is it from A to B? I'll wait. Anybody say 12? What kind of music, especially jazz music, is 12 bars? 12 bar blues, right? So this is a blues tune, and if you hadn't recognized that yet, recognize it now. What will really help you is singing changes in your head. Yep, sing some blues. You know what it sounds like, especially if you live in the United States. Every section of this tune is 12 bars, all right, except for letter D. It's only 10, so come slamming into E at what would be your bar 11 in your feel in your head. Otherwise, everything else is 12 bars, okay? So hopefully that helps. Let's go straight through the tune now. Letter A is 12 bars. To me, it looks like a 6 plus 6. Measures, 6 plus 6 measures. The first 6 blow up, and then at measure 7 to 12, you have the pianissimo marking. All right, maybe a light fill at 12. Watch your repeat. You're going to do that again, okay? Make sure when you repeat to A that you are soft. Letter B, make sure that you count to 12 there. I definitely sing changes in my head at letter B. Da, da, li, da, li, da. Cool. Watch the repeat there, and definitely save the loud energy for the second time at B, okay? C, work up your drum solo, all right? Make sure that you feel the figure at bar 28 on measure 4 of the phrase. Top of page 2, there are some more figures on bar 6 and 7, so be careful, they jump out. It's just something you have to work at. It doesn't feel like it should happen every 4, it starts to creep up. And then measure 33, 34, and 35. I would just encourage you to play an easy idea there. There's not a lot of time. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and the 2/8 note rhythm kind of permutates there from 1 and to 2 and to 3 and, all right? So just say that out loud and think about that. It will help you, okay? Looking at the music and going, I get it. It's not the only way. Moving on to the shout chorus. This is the moment, all right? So get big there. If this is your first year in the contest, if you're a young drummer and you're not really sure if everything's on fire, you're riding the bike, right? Make sure that number 2 I mentioned earlier, dynamics, get there and make your statement at D, all right? D is also 12 bars, as I previously mentioned. Don't let the figures at measure 38, 39, and 40 spook you too much, because they're the same at 42, 43, and 44. So if you know the first 3 measures of D, you get them again right after, okay? So that's really great. Letter E for the outro. Again, especially if you have managed to work up your tempo throughout the summer, keep it easy. There's still not a lot of time. You have 7 beats to play a solo fill at E before you hit the 4 and figure. Again at measure 50, again at measure 52. 7 beats at that high rate of speed flies by, so keep it simple, keep it in the box for your vocabulary and your ability, and don't be afraid to repeat ideas. I meet so many students that they play me something, I was like, improvise for me, play me something. And it's just like, woo, this big, long, whatever, you know, like, I don't know where we're going right now. The journey is wide. So make a statement at E and then restate it at some point, maybe right away, or think in AABA from measure 48 is A, 50 is A, 52 is B, 54 is A again. And then, of course, the last 4 measures on the page are like the very beginning figure, so keep that in your head. Don't unassociate measure 56 and 57 from measure 1. That's basically the recap, right? The recapitulation. Ooh, big word. All right, and make sure that you are short at the end. All right, thanks for watching. That concludes this brief look at the tune. Subscribe and hit that notification to join my masterclass when I announce it very, very soon. Check out my website, dmgpip.com, to learn all about what I've been up to and who the heck I am. Best of luck to everybody. If you have any questions or comments below, for sure. Have a great day. Peace.